Hi everyone, I got somewhat of a rare beer, but it seems like this is shipped all over, and it's kind of an impulse buy because not when I'm now going to beer stores that are actually, not doing online sales and curbside pickup. I don't want to be in there too long. I don't want to touch a lot of things. So I glanced at this and I thought it was a little fresher date than it is, but this is over 2 months old. Or, no, over 2 months old, almost 3 months old. It's Evil Twins. How cool is this? In the Catskills, we can get that true Upstate experience. I think it's making fun of the Catskills in some way. It's 8% double dry hopped double IPA. And I believe this is, kept in the fridge the whole time it was at this store that I got it. So it should be in good shape. So the deal with this is that it's made at the 12% Project Brewery. So 12% is like a distributor importer of Evil Twins stuff. And then they have in North Haven, Connecticut, a brewery where they do all these breweries special small batch beers, and they do a very good job of it. But it's mostly breweries that do a lot of contracted beers at all sorts of breweries, like Evil Twin. And I think I've had one other beer from that specific brewery, Terpy Simcoe from American Solera. That was pretty good. So this has Simcoe Citra, I believe, but the thing they advertised on Instagram was that it uses like a really good, fresh batch of Equinox hops that are supposed to be very popping. And Equinox can be quite pungent and unique. Alright, looks pretty good. At this age, I'm always worried that it's going to have some oxidation prevalent. It is a little bit of a dark orange. Hopefully it's not getting oxidized and gross, which can happen rather quickly with these sorts of IPAs, especially when they aren't, packaged perfectly. A lot of breweries these days, the older breweries know how to do it. Treehouse and Bissell Brothers, and especially Alchemist, they know how to make their beer stay good for a long time. Has a pretty nice head in there. It's gonna pop down quickly, but there's some big bubbles and little bubbles. It smells pretty good. It smells very, very orange juice and grapefruity. Yeah, sometimes Equinox can be like really oniony and cedary. That's maybe how it used to be back, especially when it was called Equinox a couple years ago. I'm getting some kind of dankness, but I haven't quite figured it out. That just smells really, really orangey. And maybe there's a hint of some like woody, slightly old hop creeping in. It smells pretty good. I don't know. It's not a ridiculously huge aroma, but it is a little aged. A hint of booze in there, but I think it's the Equinox is just a little bit more bitter than other hops. It's like this orange and grapefruit blend. A pretty good big body on this beer. I like that. It's very spicy orange. Equinox is definitely very spicy. And when I exhale, I'm getting a little bit of booze coming out of the nose. This is very different from the Terpy Simcoe, the other double IPA I've had from this particular brewery in North Haven. This one is just straight up bitter, dank orange juice. Kind of like you just threw some oranges and grapefruits in some blender, in a blender with some marijuana maybe. Yeah, the main thing is that it isn't ultra explosively bright. It is quite bright and juicy, and it's a little boozy. Mouthfeel is pretty nice. Then it finishes with a very peppery, spicy, bitter grapefruit quality. Not too soapy, not too pithy, but it has some bitterness and some heat. It might be in part the heat. It might be that just Equinox makes the beer seem more potent. It's kind of like how Galaxy in some beers can make it to seem stronger and thicker and more intense. But I honestly haven't quite had an IPA quite like this in a while. What's nice is the yeast is very clean. This is just hop explosion. This is all about the hops. It's not big on esters. It's not too sweet. It's not like, this isn't a birthday cake, candy, taffy, cotton candy type of beer that I'm getting from so many brewers these days. This is more actual fruit juice and bitterness happening. Especially grapefruit, because people talk about juice not being bitter, but grapefruit juice is quite bitter. And that's what is going on here. Yeah, it's just, maybe because of the booziness and other things, it's not quite breaking at 4.25. I think on the internet this has like a 4, or on Untappd has like a 4.18, maybe lower than that. But I would agree with that. It's kind of 4.25. This is the first time they've ever made this beer, I think. So if they do it again, maybe they can dial it in a bit. But I would say it might be still worth buying it. It's a little expensive, like $19 a 4-pack. But if you want something that I think stands out a bit in the double IPA landscape, it's a good one to try, especially if you really like Equinox hops.